Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Man, I feel like it's been forever since I've done a live stream, probably because it has been. It's been like 3 weeks. So, welcome back. Welcome to your live stream. Welcome to your live stream replay, whatever you're here for this evening. I appreciate it. Or tomorrow, or next week, or whenever you watch this. Hello, Lori. Thanks for stopping by. Look at me. I'm rocking my Miami Redhawks shirt. Doo-doo. We'll talk more about that and a few other things as we chat. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And welcome, everyone. So, yeah, it's been a few weeks since I've done a live stream. I took a big trip. I took the longest vacation I've ever taken, actually. I took a 10-day vacation. I was gone from Friday through the following Sunday. And really, it felt like two different trips. They were definitely different dynamics of the trip and things like that. And then I just started going through my head about all the stuff that I wanted to talk about and realized I was a very busy girl. I did a whole bunch of stuff. So I took notes even so that one, hopefully I won't forget anything. And two, so I won't forget anything. Just because it was a lot happening and I wanted to kind of talk about all of it. There is video as well. So I did a lot better than I thought, especially on the first part of the trip. I did a lot better filming. The second part of the trip, the filming kind of went by the wayside a little bit. I got a few clips here and there of different things, but I will be putting those together to put those out as vlogs for y'all as well to watch. I have a few new favorites, epic disasters that I had filmed right before I left that I was hoping to get up, but unfortunately did not. So those will be coming out as well. Hopefully everybody can see and hear and everything okay. And I guess, yeah, we'll just get started with the trip, how it went, things that happened, things I learned, all that kind of fun stuff. Hey, Marcy, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. So, it started out actually as a conversation in my Discord, and we were talking about. Okay, great, Cheryl. Thanks. It's been a minute, so I just wanted to make sure I had everything set up properly. Because technology, when it's been a minute, you just want to double check, make sure you're still on track. But it actually started out as a conversation in our Discord about kind of wanting to meet and what we could do. And then the eclipse was going to happen. And Lori, who's here live. Hey, Lori. Tim's there. Hey, Tim. Hey, boys. Whoever's there. We started talking about that. And she's like, well, we'll have totality where I am. And she was sort of in the middle of several of us. So we all decided that we would go to Ohio to watch the eclipse. It ended up being me, Mary, Lori, and Camille with Dual Wellness. So another YouTuber that I got to meet. Unfortunately, our friend Deanna, if you follow her channel, you already know she did not get to join us. So it did end up just being the four of us, which ended up being perfect for what we did and what it was, the rooms that we had and things like that. So although obviously we would have loved to have all five of us there, life happens, things happen, and sometimes it doesn't work. Hey, Mama. Yeah, welcome home. Welcome home. I was away for a while. Oh, you're still at work, Mary. I hate your new job. Not really. I'm happy for you. I guess it's the same kind of job, but anyway, I hope you're enjoying it. I'm about to rat you out, friend. So just be ready, Mary. So anyway, we had decided to go to Ohio, and then I was like, you know what? That's not that far away from North Carolina, which is where Kirsten is, my coach, with Quick Fit Home Workouts. So I was like, I can just go from there to North Carolina. And so that's what I ended up deciding to do. So we started out on Friday with Mary and I traveling from Houston to Ohio. Well, I thought we'll get to that too. But I love you, Mary, but she was supposed to be here at 5, and at 4:55, she's like, sorry, just leaving. And so that was fun. we were running behind. And yeah, you figured because I have to tell, I have to tattle. Don't worry, I'll tattle on me too. Um, so yeah, she was supposed to be here, and about 5 minutes before then, she left. And she lives a good 45 minutes away or so. So we were a little bit behind. We went and parked. She picked me up, and then we drove there together so that she could take her car back. And then Amy picked me up on Sunday when I got back. So we got there. We did it all wrong. We walked to the bus. We were supposed to stand by the car. It was just a whole heck of a lot of fun. Then we got to security, and it was a really short line, and it was moving really fast. So we're like, okay, we've got this, no problem. And then my bag gets held. And I'm like, what? Oh no, what did I do wrong? My bag seems to always get held for something. And it did every time this time too, except for one. So, and then I got, anyway, it's fine. So she's like, you have electronics. I was like, nope, my laptop is right here in this other bin. She's like, no, it showed that you had some type of like rectangular electronic. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. My laptop is right here. And then I realized I had made the conscious decision not to bring my tablet. What I did not consciously remember was that the tablet was already in my backpack from my trip to see Deanna. I never took it out because I pretty much only take it with me when I travel. Otherwise, I watch videos on my laptop or the TV or my phone. I typically don't use my tablet for anything other than when I'm traveling, just to have a little bit bigger screen to watch things on. So I realized that, and I was like, oh, I bet it's my tablet that I forgot that I had in there. It's in the laptop pocket of the backpack, which she did not understand. And so she opened a different zipper. And to be fair, my backpack has 7 different compartments. It has 2 on one side, 1 on the other. And then it has a front pocket, a major pocket, and then like a little pocket where you can put stuff in. So I guess actually it's only, no, that's 7 because 3 on the sides, 3 in the front. And then in the back of the laptop bag is your laptop pocket. Hey, Kenneth, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here, Kenneth. It's been a while. So she opened one of the side pockets. I was like, no, it's not that. It's the laptop pocket in the back of the backpack. So then she went to the other side and she opened both of those pockets. And I'm still telling her, no, that's still not the laptop pocket. It's a tablet, I believe. And I believe it's in the back of the backpack in the zipper where the laptop goes. And so then she opened the front pocket, and then she opened the little pocket, and then she opened the big pocket, and she took everything out. And Mom, she touched all of my stuff. She touched everything I owned in that backpack except for the laptop zipper part in the back. And you can't touch anything, and you can't even point I'm doing one of the, it's in the, no, not that one. No, not that one. No, not that. I think my ears are probably as red as this hat was. I don't know what you were thinking Mary was going over. I'm like, don't yell at her. It's not her fault that you left your tablet in your backpack. But why does she not understand the laptop zipper in the back of the bag? Why does she not understand that? So finally she went through the whole bag and she looks at me and she's like, it's not here. I was like, that's because you still haven't opened the zipper where the laptop goes in the back of the bag. She's like, I don't understand. I was like, I really don't know how else to explain it to you. So I don't know, Mary. It felt like 10 minutes to me. It's probably only 5. But I'm like, okay, so now we're going to miss our plane because of me and me not being able to explain what the laptop zipper in the back of the backpack meant to this lady. Because I guess I thought it was universal. And obviously it is not with TSA. I don't know if anything is universal with TSA though. And it's not that I respect their job. I want them to keep me safe. But she wouldn't have had to touch all my stuff. And when I tell you, I had it in there like a Tetris puzzle because I traveled there for 10 days with 1 carry-on suitcase and 1 backpack. That's it. And I had to pack winter and summer clothes because they were different. And I even had to do laundry in between. So we were packed in there good and tight. And and then she got it all back in there, but it was all off balance and it just, woof. I was like, okay. So then we get to the gate and we're like, we really need to go to the bathroom. Do we have time? And they said, yes, you have time. So it was honestly like we turned around and the bathroom was right. I know airports, sometimes the bathroom isn't close. It was literally right there. We went to the bathroom. We're coming out of the bathroom. Paging Misty Hennington and Mary Parrott. You are late for your flight. Last call. What? But we made it. We did. We were not late. We did get a last call, not for alcohol, but for not even being able to make it on your flight. There was another lady, though, that as we were on the way there, and I was continuously giving Mary a hard time about it, somebody else joined our little van thing, and she was at the whole wrong airport. So, I mean, we weren't her. So, small blessings. Hey, Gina's here. I don't know where you said hi, Gina, but now I see you commenting. Yeah, she did have on gloves when she touched all my stuff, Mary. I mean, oh my good, it is a great backpack. It really is a great backpack for travel. And when I tell you, I stuff it so big, it almost barely fits under that seat in front of me in the airplane, but it does. It works. But it's tight. I fit a lot in there, and I have it balanced so like it doesn't fall off of my. Anyway, whatever. That's fine. So we got there. We got there on Friday, and we got to pick up our rental car. And we're supposed to have a Kia Rio, which is like a SUV. It reminds me of the old Kia that I had, Mom Rocky. I had a Kia, a 4x4 Kia back in the day. His name was Rocky. He was red. I bought him in Louisiana. He was a Louisiana car. Anyway, we get to the spot, which is like G32, and no car. Just empty space. We're looking at each other. We're looking at the spot. And we're like, this is what it says, right? We look at the ticket. We're like, this is what it's, there's no car. So Mary goes back up to the front because she had, she got a better deal on the car. So she rented the car. And they're like, well, I guess they double booked again or something. So evidently the lady up where you get the cars is kind of like tired of them overbooking. So it seemed like it was not an uncommon thing for them to do. So she's like, well, I'll just put you in something else. And so she gave us another number, is like H47. I don't know. It wasn't bingo. That's all I know. But we get there and it is a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. It was as big as my house, guys. It was such a big vehicle. It was even bigger than your car, Mom. And it had 3 rows like that. But oh my God, it just felt huge. And it was a push button start. I've never had one of those. So Mary, who isn't even driving, is constantly making fun. I mean, that's what we do. Now that those of you who've met us, you know, we just punk each other all the time. That is the essence of our friendship, and I love it. She's like, do you have like a 47-point checkpoint over there? I was like, shut up. I gotta start the car. I gotta check the mirrors. I didn't know where are the lights? Where are the wipers? Where is the blinker? How does the cruise control work? How do you get this whole screen thing set up? We just forwent that and didn't even use the on-screen display in the Jeep. It was too much. And then I start to drive it. And it's fun to drive. I have to say, for being such a huge vehicle, it rode really nice. And it was fun to drive. So we get to the hotel. We find the hotel. It's maybe 5 minutes from the airport. Really not far. And we go upstairs, we check in, go upstairs, and we have a little trouble with the door, but we finally get in. And we're deciding where we want to go for lunch. And I'm like, why are all these things telling me Kentucky? Mary's like, we're in Kentucky. I'm like, no, ma'am, we're not. We're in Ohio. Like, who? I mean, she's old, but dadgum, she's not forgetful like that. Like, we're not in Kentucky. Yes, we were. We totally were. I did not realize that the Cincinnati airport was actually the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky airport, And the hotel that I had booked was in Kentucky. I booked a hotel in an entire different state. Didn't even notice. Put in the directions for the hotel. Didn't even notice. We're in Kentucky. We were not even in Ohio. I just was looking at the map and I could see that the hotel was real close to the airport. What I did not see was we were below the county line or the state line. Yeah, Mary got a discount. We go cheap when we can. I mean, we split it, but still, cheaper is better if given the option. She got cheaper and like I could drive on it, which sometimes adding another driver costs more. Anyway, so we decided to go to Cheddar's. It's been quite the morning already. We have this huge vehicle. We were almost late getting there. We're just going to eat something we know. We went to Cheddar's. It was delicious. I got the steak. I love it. Oh, wait. Nope. That's a lie. Let me tell you what happened before that, before Mary rats me out. So we're up there. We decide what we eat. I realize we're in Kentucky. And we go downstairs. Mary's like, is the car on? I'm like, no, the car's not on. We've been upstairs. I got the key fob right here. Car was on. Car was running. Windows were up, but the doors were unlocked. Car was running with the doors unlocked. So, turns out, for any of you who have not used a push-button vehicle, such as your pal Misty, when you leave the car and you think you're honking the horn, it's not you honking the horn. It's the horn going, hey, stupid, you left us running and are walking away with a key fob. So we get down there and I stop the car and then I start the car and I do my 47-point checklist. And we go to Cheddar's. Oh my God, Mary, how long were we up there? Probably 20 or 30 minutes. And the lights were on, the car was on, the doors were unlocked. Thank goodness we took everything upstairs with us. And I mean, I guess they couldn't have stolen the car because I did have the key fob. So I'm assuming once they got so far away from the key fob, the car would stop. I don't know. Somebody told me it would lock at some point automatically. I would think it would be quicker than how long we were up in that hotel room, but I digress. And we went to Cheddar's. Cheddar's was great. It's always great. And then we were looking for a place to have dinner and we had found Henry's, I believe was what it was called. And so we were going there. It was actually pretty close to where the Cheddar's was. We also went to Walmart that day and picked up a few things. Oh, actually, I picked up these new nail polishes. Look how pretty they are. I had to redo my nails already from the trip because I got busted up on my travel in the airport, in the airplane. I don't know exactly when, but by the time I got home. Charlie's. So we were going to go to our Charlie's. We turned to the right to go to where it is. And on the left side is what's called Ford's Garage. And I look at her and she looks at me and we're like, we have to eat there. I feel like my dad was all over this trip, guys. He was just following along, having a good old time. So we went to this place called Ford's Garage in Kentucky. Not Ohio. I believe it's a chain. I don't think it's just a local restaurant. But when I tell you, it was so much fun. I had like a burnt-end brisket sandwich with like a pepper jelly. It was so good, but it was also so sweet. I ended up only being able to eat like half of it. So I ate that and the fries. But they had like 2 Model T Fords on the outside. They had the old not a cable. I don't know what you'd call it, but you roll over it when your car and it dings, ding, ding, to tell you, somebody's there. So of course we had to drive over that and get video. But it was such a fun little place and everything was automotive. Like the door handles were nozzles to a gas pump. They had the clamps on the napkins. They had like spare tires. They had another Model T inside. The sink in the bathroom was like a tire, and it actually had like old levers that you had. Well, I don't know how old they were. They might have been made to look old, but they were basically all car parts to make all these things work. And we didn't get them, but we saw them bring out the onion rings, and they were like on a metal oil funnel. It was a neat place. My dad would have loved that place. It was so much fun. They had some fun signs. Our waitress was really great. So yeah, the lights were on. Everything was on. I know. We were having so many adventures. It was just Mary and I on our own. We hadn't even met anybody yet. Oh my goodness! And we're at 20 minutes. We better get to moving. Let's see. What else did we do? So Saturday we woke up and we had our Fit Squad workout. Mary and I both brought our bands with us, so we did. And I had requested that Kirsten do a band workout on Saturday since we knew we wouldn't have weights. And bands are something that's adjustable. I won't talk too much about that, but you can do similar things to with dumbbells and bands. So for those who didn't have bands, they used dumbbells. So we did that, and then I got to meet my first person, Gina. I got to meet Lori. Woo-hoo. So she picked Mary and I up at the airport. She actually came to where we dropped off the vehicle we had rented because it ended up being cheaper to like rent the vehicle in the hotel on Friday than it would have been to fly out on Saturday, or like just a few dollars difference. So, and we got a bonus day of vacation. Anyway, so Lori picked us up from where we dropped off that huge vehicle. And then we drove into town and we had lunch at Texas Roadhouse, which is where Camille met us. So she met us right in time for lunch. We went to Myers, I believe is how you say it. Meije, Myers. Is it like an Oscar Mayer wiener? I think so. I think it's like Meyer. It's a grocery store. It reminded me kind of really of my bougie Kroger because it had like clothes. This is where I got this. We'll get to that. Groceries. It's kind of like a Walmart, I guess, but maybe not. I don't know. It was neat. It was a cool little grocery store. So I bought a shirt and a hoodie. And for me, it's fun because I bought this Miami Redhawks shirt. It is the university in the city where Lori is. And first, I mean, a Red Hawk, it just sounds much cooler than a Buckeye. Like, I got to give you that, Lori. I'd rather be a Red Hawk than a Buckeye. But I did buy an Ohio sweatshirt too. So I wore Ohio on the outside and told Lori that I was going to wear this shirt of her university in her town close to my heart. Oh, wait. Oh my God, the circles in the parking garage, Lori, you're right. I think I blocked that out of my brain. It was, and especially in that huge vehicle that I had to drive. Well, yours wasn't much smaller. Your vehicle is a big one too, an SUV type vehicle. Guys, we were on like the 4th floor. And have you been at a parking garage and the only way to get down is those circles? Woo! It's much more fun when somebody else is driving because then you can do it like a roller coaster. But it was dizzy and terrifying and was like the circle that never ended. It reminded me of the Lamb Chop song. Like, this is the song that never. That's how them circles felt, Lori. You're right. I think I blocked it out. Yeah, but it's pronounced Mayer, or Myers. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a cool place. So I bought a hoodie, or not a hoodie, actually. Was it a hoodie or was it just a sweatshirt? I think it was a hoodie. Anyway, it's a sweatshirt because it was cold in Ohio. We'd wake up in like the mid to high 30s and then it'd get higher throughout the day. And then I think some of the mornings were like 40 or 50 degrees. So it was cold. I had a jacket that I had brought and I had some winter clothes, but I wanted souvenirs too. So, and they had a sale, buy one, get one half off. So we did that. Meyer. Yeah, like Oscar Mayer. Okay, cool. You get me, Lori. Oh, and spoiler alert, they had Mountain Dew. Get ready for it. Are you ready? Code Red Zero. Mountain Dew Code Red Zero, guys. They had it. I bought a 12-pack. I had one every day. I think 1 or 2 days I had 2. I had one. I had so many fun drinks on this adventure, guys. I ate too. I swear I ate. I'm going to tell you all about all the places that I ate, but I also drank a lot. I also had a lot of water because Ohio's like the desert. My lips were cracking. My nose was bleeding. It was super. That part wasn't actually super fun. That was the part that I hated. Anyway, so then we went back to the Airbnb and spent like 15 minutes before we figured out we were trying to get in the wrong door. I don't know what it is with me and Airbnbs, guys. I just can't get in them. Something always goes wrong. This time it was basically us, and they're like, and the shocker, we were supposed to use the front door, which in hindsight makes sense that that would be the door that you go in. But how many people actually use their front door? And there was also a lock on the side door, which was right by the driveway. It made a whole lot more sense. Get out of your car, go in this door. But doesn't, I mean, they had you go through the front door, which also makes sense. Anyway, we finally got in. We picked rooms, we unpacked. And then we had Skyline chili for dinner. Woo, that was good. And they understand chili. That's what I have to say. I got what was called the three-way, which was spaghetti noodles, chili, and cheese. You can get a four-way or a five-way. A four-way could be in addition to those three things, either beans or onions. And then a five-way would be all of them, or both beans and onions, cheese, chili, and the spaghetti. But y'all know my opinion. If you put beans or onions or any type of vegetable in your chili, you've made stew. And I like chili. And I have to say, it was really good. Our waitress was really friendly. She was this young little redhead. She gave Mary and I like a little gift bag of some treats and like a free coupon to come back, which we didn't because we were only there a few days. But Skyline chili, really good. Glad we did that. I had heard lots about it. I had seen it online, and it looked like the type of chili that I would enjoy, and it absolutely was. Evidently, them could be fighting words, though, because there's another place called Gold Star. I have Carl's Jr. in my head, and they have a Gold Star. So I think that's what it is. I think that's the name of it. They're another chili place, but evidently you are a fan of one or you are a fan of the other. Yeah, Gold Star. Look at me remembering stuff that I didn't even write down. Boop, boop. So that was what we did on Saturday when we finally met up. Lori and I stayed up entirely too late. We were up to like 12:30. And then Sunday, we got up and went for a hike. We saw a few waterfalls. The hike itself ended up not being very long. It was only like a mile. And then we went to breakfast at, this is where I started writing more stuff down so that I wouldn't forget the name, Hyde's Restaurant. What I did forget the name of was that thing that we tried. Lori or Mary, if you're here, still listening. What was that sausage like? It was like, they said it was, I don't remember what it was. But it was round like a sausage. It had some type of like oat in it. And it's something, it started with a G, didn't it? Yeah, Geta. Now that you say it, I see it. Geta. Have you heard of that, Mama? Have you heard of Geta? Have you ever tried that, Mom? I tried Geta. Hey, Ron, thanks for stopping by the live stream. Appreciate it. I tried Geta for the first time. I don't want to spoil it too much. There is a video of that, but I liked it. It was good. Evidently, that is also like something you either like or you don't. And I think we all liked it. I think me, Mary, and Camille got some to try, and we all enjoyed the Geta that I had with the breakfast at at Hyde's. Hyde's? Yeah, Hyde's Restaurant. And then after that, we found, I wrote this down too because you've never tried it, Mom? You probably wouldn't like it because it's meat, but well, you eat some meat. But anyway, I like the spices in it were just, they weren't sausage spices. They were very earthy. Like, oh, it was good. I enjoyed it, actually. I was a little worried about the texture because like crumbly meat and oats, but I enjoyed it. It was actually not bad. I really did like it. It wasn't my favorite texture, but it was edible. And the flavor really carried through any problems that I had with the texture from time to time. We went to, I kept wanting to call it Amazon because we were with Camille, Pyramid Hills Sculpture Park. That place was really cool. It was this huge area of land that basically, from what I gathered, this guy didn't want anybody to be able to sell. So he kind of made it into a park, but he had all these sculptures all the way through it. And so, us being the fit people that we are, we decided to walk it a little bit. And immediately on the first right that we were supposed to take, we took a left. And when I tell you, we did some hills. We did 3 massive hills. Those hills were big. We were hoofing it like by the time we got to, we were marking our heart rates. Like it was steep. And that's because you're not supposed to walk it. You're supposed to drive that part. But a theme through this whole trip was, well, every time I could go the wrong direction, I did. And I brought groups of people with me as I did it. And Coach and I together, don't ever let us go somewhere together, especially if we have to be back anywhere at a certain time, because we got lost on every trip multiple times. It's super fun. But anyway, so we went to this park. They had all these statues. They had like these broken apart Mickeys. So there was like a half of a Mickey head, a foot, a hand. It was really cool. So we took a lot of pictures, and then he had all these old artifacts in what was his house. They had moved them there, and that was the pyramid part of the place, I guess. I love that stuff. It was super old. It was like old statues. Oh, yeah, it was just, I have a lot of pictures of things in there as well that I'll be sharing in video, but I really like that sculpture park. I thought it was really, really cool. And then that night we had crinkle cut fries. What was that place called? Fretboard. We ate at a place called Fretboard. It was a kind of fun little trendy place. Evidently they had beer on. They like brewed their own beer in there. We didn't really notice until we were leaving because none of us drink beer, but evidently it was actually like a brewery restaurant kind of thing. So we had to wait a while, but we just hung out and talked while we waited, and then had dinner, and then went back to the Airbnb and hung out again. And then on Monday, we woke up and Mary and Lori did a band workout with me. They got to work out with Coach Misty. I enjoyed it. They said they enjoyed it. They said they felt it later that day too, which success. Hello. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I do love a band workout, and it can be a really great workout. And I just wanted to make sure that I especially got some movement in the day. By that time on Monday, my brain was tired. It was definitely a different trip from the beginning to the end, in the fact that in the beginning it was all 4 of us all of the time, and I would not have changed that for anything. But my brain got tired of people, and they didn't mind, so I didn't mind. But when my brain gets tired, I will start to stutter a little bit, or what I'm notorious for is mixing up the letters in words, either all of the letters within the same word in just a different order, or the first letter of 2 words, and I'll swap them. So that got a little tricky, but they all knew what I was talking about, and they were like, that's fine, you're good. So that worked out well. But my brain did get a little bit tired of just working all day, every day. So it was fun. Again, wouldn't change it for the world. I enjoyed every moment of it, but it's a way that your mind is a muscle, right? And so I want to work my mind and get it out there and get it active. And Gina says the lost hiking adventure reminds you of your St. Louis hike. Well, we didn't get lost on the hike. Luckily, we got lost everywhere. Well, I guess we did get lost because we went the wrong way. You're right. It was funny too. On the very last hill that we had to take to get back to the car, there were these 2 younger girls who were already like half or 3/4 of the way up the hill. And I have a picture of them because I was trying to show, I think I have video too, because I was trying to show how steep the hill was, because it's hard to like understand or express how big the hills were we were going up. They were very steep. I actually went back and checked my Fitbit for that day, and it said we walked 44 flights of stairs. We didn't walk stairs. Maybe at the Airbnb, but it was just all at that park. It was some big elevation changes. Anyway, so we I did the workout, and then this was the day of the eclipse. So finally, we get to the reason that we all went there. It really just kind of became a side mission because we really just wanted to meet each other and hang out, which is exactly what we got to do. So me, Mary, and Camille went to, I wrote it down, it's not Kip's, Frisch's Big Boy. I did not realize there were different Big Boy restaurants and that each Big Boy had a different name, but they do. And we had breakfast at Frisch's. Lori went home, and then her and Tim ended up cooking for us. So that was great too. We actually ate afterwards, but they made chicken skewers, corn on the cob, wild rice, cornbread, and then they made it fancy, and then we had asparagus. You know, I think asparagus makes any meal fancy. But thank y'all for cooking for us. That was really nice. They hosted us at their home for the eclipse, which was great. Lori, we really appreciated that. And it ended up being perfect because there wasn't a lot of traffic. It definitely died down during the eclipse, and then it picked up a little bit afterwards just because of all the people there. But we ended up not having to sit in traffic, not having to look for parking. And when I tell you, that eclipse is unlike anything I have ever experienced in my whole entire life, to where it is still hard for me to put words to it. I've seen eclipses before, and I've seen almost total eclipses before. It's not the same. It just is not the same. This total eclipse was, and we had almost 3 minutes of totality where we were. We could have gone about, a few miles farther and dealt with a ton of people in traffic and maybe got 4 minutes, but it wasn't worth it. And the 3 was, we were all looking through the glasses at, it took a while for the total eclipse to start, but even in the buildup, everything's getting darker. The shadows are starting to warp. It looks like there's a filter over the world. The animals got real chatty and a little bit like you could tell they were like, well, why are we going to bed right now? Like, what is happening? They were a little bit out of sorts with what was happening. And I remember I was looking through the glasses, and then I was like, wait, I lost it. Where did it go? I thought I just couldn't see the speck anymore. And then I realized, oh, we're in totality. And so I took the glasses off. It was just, I don't know. I just don't even know. It's hard to describe it, but it was just awe-inspiring. Like, just to think too, like, people, because we had it like down to the minute. Like, in this location, you will have totality for 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Like, they had it down to the minute of when it was going to happen and how long it was going to last, and science. But this was happening back thousands of years ago. Hundreds of years ago. You didn't have TV, radio to tell you that the whole world is about to go dark. Maybe not the whole world, but a big portion is about to go dark. And you don't know why. That would freak, man. And the animals acting weird. Like, I don't know. It was just, if you ever get a chance, I don't know when the next full eclipse will be or where you can see it, but if you get a chance, highly recommend. It was just really cool. It was fun. And I was there with great friends. And like I said, Lori and her family hosted us. Thank you for having us there that day. It was definitely a perfect location. And your trees without any leaves made it all kind of look creepy, which was also a fun effect. Yeah, Mary's Fitbit died on her, so she got no steps for the whole trip. She just was not active at all. She didn't walk nowhere. We left her. If you see her in video, it's an illusion. She wasn't there. Gina says, pretty cool. You saw videos where it looked like nighttime. It did. It was nighttime. Like, it went from daytime to nighttime. Oh, and then, so then we're all just sitting there looking at it. And then it was done. And it was crazy because, I mean, when you're looking through the glasses, like when we put our glasses back on, it was just like a pinhole of the sun had come out, just like a little bit. But evidently, Lori and I were both staring straight at it when he did that. We're both just looking at it in awe, and then it's like, God. We turned and we looked at each other. I was like, did it get you? She's like, yes. It's very bright. It went from like dark, like not dark. And the moon in front was just black, and you just saw this bright white ring all the way around it. And then all of a sudden, wham, right in your eye. I'm not blind though. It didn't do no damage. I only looked at it for like 0.42 seconds because it was freaking bright as all get out. So then I put the glasses back on, and then I could see it with just a sliver. Yeah, Mary says it was one of the coolest things. Yeah, it really was. It was awesome. So then we went back to the Airbnb. We stayed up for a while. Camille was up way past her bedtime. Like, we didn't even tell her what time it was because we didn't want her to go to bed. She knew she was staying up. It was our last night, but it was super fun. Where are we at with time? Okay, let's see if we can fly through some of this. So then Tuesday I fly out. Probably not. We'll see how much I get through. I'll try to go through the rest of it pretty quick. But so Tuesday morning we fly out. Mary and I had separate flights because she came back to Houston and then I was going to North Carolina. But the fun part of that for me was, now I can talk about it, is I always had it planned. Well, not always, but like for the last month, because plans kind of changed a little bit. Originally I was going to stop and see Carolyn too, but unfortunately we couldn't work out the timing on that. But I talked to one of the boot camp girls, Lori. Y'all became my Lori and Kirsten's Lori. So I hope that's okay with you, my Lori. So I went out with Kirsten's Lori for dinner because I had a dream that I surprised Coach. And ever since I had it, I wanted to do it. I felt like this is how we should meet. I should just straight up surprise her. But then I also knew that I couldn't just surprise her because I wanted to spend time with her too. And she's a very busy lady. So that's why I told her, we've been planning this for well over a month now. So I told her that I would be there Wednesday afternoon. Well, I was actually there Tuesday. And my plan was to surprise her Wednesday morning for boot camp. So I get there on Tuesday. I fly in. We leave Ohio in separate, or Kentucky, because again, we're not in Ohio at the airport. I got a Kentucky magnet too because I spent a whole day there, even though I didn't know it for half the day. I got me a Kentucky magnet. Thank you very much. And I got an Ohio one because I knew I would be there. Anyway, so we took our different flights out. I think we ended up leaving about the same time because Mary's flight was a little bit delayed. But so we had Wendy's. We split up. I got there. I get to the rental car place, and I had gotten dealer's choice because it was like, I don't know, $3 or $5 cheaper per day. It ended up being like $30 or $40 cheaper for the whole time I was there. So I was like, yeah, I don't care. If dealer's choice is the smallest car, I'd be getting economy anyway. I drive a Honda Fit. I'm used to a little car. No problems. Good gas mileage. I'm here for it. They could not get me in their little economy car. It was one of the little Chevys, like the Honda Fit. Is it the Volt? I don't remember. Anyway, so she's like, well, I can't get this car to work. She's like, so you get a little bit of an upgrade. We're going to put you in a Hyundai Accent, which is like a little 4-door sedan. I'm like, cool, whatever. Dealer's choice. You take it. But I had noticed they had a little Kia Rio. I'm like, you sure you can't put me in that Rio? That was the car I was supposed to have the last time. And she started to explain why she couldn't. I was like, no, I'm just teasing with you. Any of these cars is perfectly fine. I'm not picky. Your choice, whatever you can put me in. So she puts me in the Hyundai, and I head off to the hotel where I was staying in Charlotte, and I'm almost there. It's about 30 minutes away, and I'm probably about 5 minutes from I'm on the freeway, and I get a call. Hey, so the car that I rented to you, as I was renting it to you, they sold it to someone. Could you bring it back tomorrow? And I had a lot planned. I was like, can I just bring it back today? She's like, oh, if you could, that would be even better. I was like, yep, I'm turning around right now and I'm bringing it back to you right now. So I get there. I was like, so you finally got the Chevy unlocked for me? She's like, girl, no, I put you in the Rio. So I ended up in a Kia Rio after all. And it was great. It had on-screen navigation. I set it all up. I used it constantly. Everywhere I went, I love that feature. Fred, I love you, but that was very nice. Normally I just stick my phone up there. I mean, it does the same thing. But it was nice to have it on screen, turn by turn directions. That was easier to look at. So I ended up in a Kia Rio anyway. So Lori and I met that night for dinner at the Juniper Grill. I had salmon and asparagus. It was delicious. And then we made a plan. Lori is not a morning person. She often doesn't want to come to work out simply because it's too early. And I was like, hey, let's get there even earlier so that I can surprise her. She's like, okay. So I drove over Wednesday morning to Lori's house because she lives in the complex where Kirsten hosts the boot camp. A lot of the women live in that housing community there in Charlotte. Or I don't even know if it's considered Charlotte. I think it's like a little suburb off of Charlotte. It was about 15 minutes from the hotel that I had picked. So we got there about 7 o'clock, and they start boot camp at 7:30 Eastern. And when you walk in, I was sitting up against a fence where she couldn't see me, and Lori was sitting on one of the tables, and she hadn't been to boot camp in a while. So Kirsten walks in and she sees Lori, and she notices that she's filming. And she's like, hey, look who's here. And she was excited to see her. And so then I jump up and I'm like, howdy, coach. I wanted to make sure I knew where boot camp was or something like that. And when I tell you, she was shocked, speechless. Like she just put down her stuff and look, you'll see it. Oh, there's a video of it. It's really cute. I surprised her. I won. I totally surprised her. She was shook. She's like, you weren't supposed to be here till this afternoon. I was like, well, I told you that we would definitely be able to meet up this afternoon. What I didn't tell you was like I was in the hotel when I was telling you that. I was already there making plans for when I'd be arriving and meeting up with her. So, and that's sort of where the trip changed a little bit too. And part of what did make it mentally easier, maybe physically harder, but in the long run, but I would go back to the hotel. I'd have an hour or two to myself, and then I'd meet back up. So we met up, I don't know, it was like 11 or so after boot camp. So we went, we went and did our manicures that day. So I got my first ever manicure. And I still am curious, why do they cut your cuticles? She spent a lot of time on that. And to be fair, that's because I have never cut my cuticles. I've always heard it's a bad thing. We don't need to talk about that right now. We'll talk about that later. But if you know why you cut the cuticle and why it's not bad for you, because I always thought it was good for your nail to have the cuticle, let me know in the comments or in the chat. Anyway, so I got a manicure done. They were bright orange, not this color. These are new. But they're bright orange. They're super fun. She got her nails done, and then a different lady did mine. She did a stellar job, stayed good all week. Just call her. Asked if I wanted gel. I'm scared of gel. If I can't get it off, I feel like I may freak out. So this I can take off anytime I want. Oh, it keeps you from getting hangnails. I don't get hangnails, and I've never cut my cuticles. So are we sure that cutting the cuticles prevents them and not causes them? I feel like it's a scam or something. Like, why are they cutting off all my cuticle? I don't even feel like it looks, because we also talked, I think we talked about this. It's aesthetic. I think it looks worse with the cuticle gone because now it's, I don't know. That's just me. Yeah, forget the clock. We enjoyed story times. Whatever, Gina. You would have been awake with us late at night, Gina. You're a night owl too. Anyway, so surprise coach. We went and did manicures, and then she took me to, I think it's one of her favorite restaurants. It's the one that her and her daughter always go to, 131 Main. And they had a double pork chop, which I thought was going to be like double would be like this. Because my pork chops, maybe I'm cheap. Look, I'm cheap. And not many places I went to while I was there were cheap, which is fun for me because I was treating myself. When I tell you that pork chop was like this thick, it was so big. It looked like a steak on the top. It was grilled to perfection. I had it with mashed potatoes. You know, some say food's in there for me. So good. That pork chop was, I keep wanting to say lamb chop. I had those later. Pork chop was so good. It was delicious. And so then after that, it was, I don't know, we called it an early dinner because we're old. But it was like 4:30 or something like that. So it was old people dinner time. because we were old people. And we did that. And then I went back to the hotel again. And then I did laundry because I was running out of clothes to wear between working out in the morning, going, wearing clothes during the day and then sleeping in clothes at night. I had to bring clothes for that too because, Mary loves me, but we do have boundaries. She has boundaries, maybe. I was a little worried about that tank top. I decided to wear a different type of shirt because I was really worried that if I wore my tank top, some parts of me might have fallen out because it's just skin, and nobody wanted to see that. Not even Mary, not even me. Heck, I don't want to do that either. Let's see. Can I demonstrate stability while balanced on the ball? I can. But maybe not in this video because I'm trying to run through the rest of what I did. So I appreciate that. Welcome to the live stream, Luca. Welcome to the chat. I have not seen you here before. We can definitely talk about stability ball at some point in the future. So Thursday I woke up. I went to boot camp again. We did an hour-long boot camp. Then I went back to the hotel again, and I had a waffle. It was delicious. I love hotel waffles. Why are they so good? I had a waffle with peanut butter, which is the preferred way to eat a waffle, because I knew I was going to have 3 more workouts later that day. So Thursday was my big activity workout day. So I went back to the hotel. I had a waffle. I took a shower. I don't know why, because it was just going to get sweaty again. Habit. I don't know. So then I went to Kirsten's house. She has a lovely house. Her backyard is beautiful. She has turtles. Very jealous of the turtle. I want turtles all the time because she has like a little pond area and they just were hanging out. Anyway, it was super cool. So we did 2 videos, 2 10-minute videos. One of them is already released. I actually released it on my channel at the same time she released it on hers. So if you haven't caught that, go check it out. It's kind of fun. I looked way more on balance than I felt. I felt like I stumbled just about every time I was doing some of them moves, but it turns out I didn't stumble every time, just a lot. But I was proud because some of them moves are hard. Them kick back, I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky balance on one leg. You love hotel waffles too, Lori? I don't know why they're so good. So I was carved up. And we did those 2 workouts, 2 10-minute workouts, and then we did the 2 reels. I think both of the reels are out. So the other video should be coming out maybe next week or something. I don't know. She'll let me know, and then I'll post it when it goes out as well. But that was super fun. Not only just working out with her in the boot camps, but getting to do the videos with her and the reels with her and how she does them. And, the behind the scenes, it's like you're going to a movie set. Not that she's that advanced, but she has, her way of doing it. And I like to see the different way people do videos. And since fitness is something that I'm getting into and watching her and how she does those videos, I thought it was really fun to see. And it started to rain on us. And so she's like, well, we could, we were trying to figure it out. Like, what other time would we have while I was there, while we could do the reels that went with the videos? Because that's normally what she does. Or I guess it's a YouTube short, and it's a YouTube short and Instagram reel. And it's some of the exercises that she does in the 10-minute video, she pulls them out and does a little reel for it. I know this because I watch all of her stuff. But so we were needing to do them and it was raining. And I'm like, look, we're sweet, but we're not going to melt. Let's just knock it out. So when you go and you watch those, you could just see we are soaking wet and the ground is all wet because we got rained on for most of that workout, most of those reels anyway. And then we were done and then it stopped raining because, of course. So she made me a protein shake and she had made some protein bites, which were so good. I've already asked for the recipe. I'm probably gonna have to make myself some. They were delicious. And I've been eating protein bites for like 2 months now. Ever since I made them, I've had cheesecake protein bites almost every day for breakfast. I'm looking for something else. And these protein bites were delicious. So it was basically like, I'll use a different honey and a different chocolate because I'll use sugar-free honey and sugar-free chocolate. But then it was coconut oil, peanut butter, oats, protein powder. I think that's it. I don't know. Anyway, it was delicious. So that was our lunch, I guess you'd call it that. So I had a waffle, then I had the protein for lunch. And then we did our live stream workout, which she does every Tuesday and Thursday. Guys, when I tell it's a hot box in there. Mom, I need to tell a laundry. She don't need to go to Hot Work. She just needs to go to Coach's studio in her house because she has these studio lights, which are very nice, and it makes her videos look great when she's in the studio. But oh my goodness, does it raise the temperature in there? Like I look like a tomato. I was so red. I was like, I look 4 times as hot as I feel right now. Like internally, like from the workout, like I didn't feel like the workout was that big of a workout, even though I had already done 3 before that point. But boy, it was hot in there. I love you, Coach. But when she says she's sweating, she means it. It's sweater weather, and definitely not the kind you wear because it was so hot. But it was super fun getting to follow, even though I was behind her. She's like, "Are you going to be okay?" I'm like, "I'm used to just following you anyway. So you just do it. I'll follow. Talk to me if you want to. I'll be focused on what I'm doing." Hey, Will's here. Better late than never. You know it, Will. You're always right on time. So, oh my goodness, where are we? So, and I got to meet her dog too. While I'm thinking about it, the hot box also had Zeke. I missed my dogs so much. Every dog I saw, I just wanted to pet them. And Zeke was one that I could. We might have got in trouble because he got up on the couch next to me, but not on the side where his bed was. I was like, dude, if you get us in trouble, I don't know what to do. He just kept loving on me. He would put his paw on me every time I'd move away. I love that big dog. He's so cute. We love Zeke. And then I went to another place called Firebirds with Lisa, who is also in the boot camp. She's actually the one that taught me sourdough. And we had the sirloin. It was the best steak I had on the whole entire. It was so good. Like, I just can't even begin to describe how good that steak was. Next to the really fancy steakhouse that I went to in Vegas, which is probably 3 times as expensive, probably 4 times as expensive. But it was so good. The steak was so good. And then I got a baked potato to go with it. And then we talked each other up into dessert. And I figured, you know what? I have done all this activity. It's the end of technically the first week. That was day 7 of my vacation by that point. I'd done 4 workouts, 2 reels, and they had a lemon blueberry cake, and it sounded so good. So Lisa and I ended up eating like pretty much the exact same meal, and that cake was delicious. And then I went to the hotel and fell fast asleep in a sugar coma. It was wonderful. It worked out perfect. Oh my goodness, Friday. How much time do we have? 2 minutes. Let's see if we can run through these notes. Friday. Well, no, I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes though. Real quick. Friday, we did boot camp. Then we did the Invigory. The Invigory is like a self-care place. They have all different kinds of self-care. And I chose the cryo chamber and the salt room. It was great. I'm not going to be able to get through all of this tonight, guys. I'm just going to keep going. So if you can hang out. I'll try to wrap it up in the next 15 minutes because I could do a whole part 2. Would y'all just rather a part 2? Would y'all rather the rest of the North Carolina trip? Because we still got 3 days worth of stuff to go through and some of it's pretty good. Maybe we'll do that. We'll just hold off. We are at the hour. I'm just really excited to talk about it because I had so much fun. I have video, like I said, that's coming out. How quickly it'll come out, I don't know. I need to figure out how I'm putting it all together and then spend time. I'm not going to lie. When I got home, I was a little sad. I was a lot sad. I got sad. We'll just wrap it up here. We'll do a part 2 next week. We'll do the North Carolina trip. Y'all already know I've met Coach. And we did a manicure. Coming up next week, cryo chamber, salt room, massage. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about on the next one, guys. But yeah, I got sad because it was a lot of fun being around a lot of people. and being able to be physically active all day and not stuck at a desk. And then Monday, come home. I finally got to pick up the dogs, which that's a whole, oh, my poor baby Ruby. Just, it's been a couple of days. But the good news is so far, I have not had to clean up explosive diarrhea. It's been a lot. And everywhere. My poor baby. Last night she started eating grass. But today she has had her morning treat. She did not eat very well for breakfast. She had, I think, I gave her rice and chicken. I think she had a little bit of the chicken, but not all of it. She did eat her afternoon treat when I walked them, and then she did really well with dinner, which I did chicken and rice again, and she ate all of it. And still, so far, her belly seems to be calm. I hate it, but that's one of the downsides for me of traveling, is not having anybody close by with sort of open availability, because they can be a lot. They're really easy if you know how to take care of them, but if not, they have to be kenneled separately. So anyway, so yeah, I got a little bit sad because I came home and there was nobody here, not even the dogs. Amy picked me up on Sunday, so I did get to see her and hug her, but that was sort of like the end of the trip for me, was, telling Amy bye when I came in the house. And then just spent the last, 2 days getting caught up on work, or the first 2 days getting caught up on work. And then the last 2 days sort of getting back into the flow and in my normal rhythm of boot camps in the morning. But my schedule's been off a bit this week because Amy's schedule has been off a bit this week. So we walked on Wednesday, and we may walk tomorrow, actually, if she can. I'm not sure. She may not be able to, but we'll see. If not, I'll do boot camp. So I'm getting back into my normal rhythm, getting back into sitting at the desk a lot. So right now, the thought of sitting down and editing videos doesn't sound fun, but I know once I start watching the videos, it'll sound more fun. So I hope to have a few new epic or favorite disasters out for you. I did some of them separately, some of them in the vlog. So lots of fun things, hopefully, coming. They're fun for me. And it was a great trip. Mary, I love you. I'd travel with you anywhere, but you're not allowed to bring Amy. Because she'd kill you for sure. Just that first part, actually. Amy is a stressful traveler. Once we're there, she's fabulous. But up until the point that happens, it's a little bit. Anything goes wrong, it's not really a good thing. But I'd travel with you anywhere, Mary. And she didn't kill me, Mom. Aren't you proud? They all love me. They all took real good care. Look, me hanging out with a bunch of moms is the best thing ever. Oh, and Lori, can you hear? No, you can't, because I don't have like any congestion. Mom, guess what I learned? Real fast, and then I'll wrap up. Maybe. We'll see. Guess what I learned? I was doing my nose spray, and then, like always, it loosens up all my congestion, so I blow my nose. Lori looked at me. She's like, "Did you just blow out all that medicine?" I was like, "Huh?" She looks at Mary. She's like, "Did she just blow out all that medicine?" They're like, "That's not how it works, Misty. You're not supposed to blow out all the medicine." I'm like, "What am I supposed to do?" She's like, "Suck it in." I'm like, oh, "That's gross. I can't. I don't want to." I've been doing that ever since she told me that. And boy, my congestion, it helps a lot. If you get the chance, travel with moms. Especially if you're me, because they took care of me all week. Even the moms in North Carolina. It was fabulous. I love y'all. Again, thank you for having us in your city, Lori. Thank you for hosting us for the eclipse. And Camille, I know you'll be here on the replay. I loved meeting you in person. Camille's one of my most favorite people. She has been following me for a long time. I just adore her and Max over on her channel, Do a Wellness. If you don't know them, definitely go check them out. And then I had a great time meeting Kirsten, my coach, and the bootcamp girls, and all of the self-care that she talked me into. So we'll talk more about that next week on the live stream. And hopefully you'll see a few videos of it, but it should be the stuff that I've already talked about. You're getting spoilers. What can I tell you? I love y'all. Live stream spoilers, everybody. Happy Thursday. Yeah, doggy reunions are very emotional. Yes, please smash the like button to share you. I had such a good time. It's like meeting celebrities, people on the screen, and then you meet them in person. Even Kirsten talked about it today. It's like this weird world colliding thing because it's so strange and yet also so comfortable. I'd hang out with these ladies anytime. Feels like I've known them forever. We're besties. We're like this. It's so much fun. I can't wait to meet more of you. Cheryl, we're putting you up next. We're trying to get to Cheryl or get Cheryl to us. We're going to figure it out. Oh, all right. She loved having us. See, we weren't terrible. Yeah, thanks for taking care of me. Yeah, my mom appreciates y'all too. It was great. They taught me a whole bunch of fun things, Mom, about just basics, Smart level, real high. Common sense, none. Zero, zero. But we got it done. So yeah, have a wonderful weekend. It is Thursday. But with that, we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Thank you for staying a few minutes late with me tonight. And I hope you join me again next week, Thursday, 5 p.m. Central. Like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe if you know how. And comment down below. Have you ever been in an entire different state and didn't know? Until next time, I'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody. Have a great one. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next Thursday. Hopefully some videos before then. No promises, guys, but I am going to try.